like videos. Alright, of course, James Eagle sounds like videos. And let's talk about last night's football games. Of course, we did the live stream at Lincoln, Windsor. A lot of games played last night. Let's kind of go over them. Let's start with Windsor. So, in fact, let me just let everyone know that we're doing something, if we can get to it, every Friday night. I'm going to put together a highlight reel and get it out the next day. I'm only going to put those on YouTube. And the reason why I want people to migrate a little bit, migrate and watch the streams over there, it's just better quality than what Facebook can give you. So, anyway, I'm going to mute, pause that, and I'm just going to jump over here to, here we go. Make sure the system mute my audio, and I'm still live. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to play the YouTube video here that's uploaded. You can watch it now. It sounds like videos on YouTube. But,
and there's the kickoff.
So, anyway, it's a little something that we're doing. This is all the, all the good plays, the highlights. This does include the highlights from Lincoln as well, so we're not just doing, run this down a little bit. There we go. Alright, so anyway, you can go watch this without me in the lower corner here. So, anyway, good game last night. Windsor came out and was very consistent on both sides of the ball with offense and defense. Late in the game, we got a chance to see some of the younger players get out and play. Did a pretty good job. Struggled. Had a fumble. And we talked about that on air. So if you want to go back and watch that as well, you can. You know, that was kind of the biggest upset there as far as whenever the JV players got in there, as they did have one turnover. But that's just something that happens. It's best that they get that out of their system in you know, in the games where it's already been decided, than in the ones that that, you know, the first quarter, whenever it could turn the whole game. So a lot of big runs by the Witherspoons. All of them are very key. They're key players on this team, of course. So anyway, you know, wrap up tackles just like you seen there. Let's see here. This is a 4th and 1, kind of a busted play, but the defenders were able to get up and get penetration through the center. And one thing that I noticed that Windsor is doing very well is, it doesn't matter where they run from. It doesn't matter, you know, if they swing to the outside, if it's up the middle. They're able to get production no matter where they're at on offense. Defense, you know, I mentioned this several times that in this game specifically, the front line were able to get a lot of penetration, push around the offensive line, and really, you know, set the pace for this game. So, linebackers were able to step up and get in the backfield as well. So, anyway, some awesome plays here. Just want to say a few things about the team. Josh and Chris. Josh was running production last night. We're getting him kind of more familiar with this system. This system we used to use, he was a master at it, but now we're using a new system, so we're getting him all up to speed here. And one thing we did add, you'll notice, well, right there, is we are now putting the downs and how far they got to go. That is one thing that we haven't had in the past, and basically what happens is the guy switching the cameras, doing the scoreboard and all that. You know, that's one more level of thing that he has to do, or she, because Stacy will end up running this eventually as well. So, just makes it a little more difficult. But a lot of people have been asking for it. You know, like to know what down, especially when you do these highlights. You don't know where they're at on the field. This is 3rd and 9. It's in the 3rd quarter. Here's another it's a 1st and 10, and Witherspoon busts one out for what, 30 yards there. So, like I was saying, they're able to produce no matter which side of the field they went to with the running plays. And one other thing that kind of shocked me a little bit is, just like right here, you had a lot more passing plays against Crestridge. I think you could count on one hand how many passing plays Windsor had. Not a whole lot. It's mostly kept on the ground, but they were able to get some production here with their throws. At first, I thought, well, okay, they're not gonna. Maybe the quarterback here isn't as great of a thrower as he is a runner, and he'll be a running quarterback. But this game here convinced me otherwise, that he does have an arm. He can, get the ball, especially downfield. We had a couple of really nice long plays. Of course, you'll see in this. If you want to watch this uninterrupted, go to the YouTube channel. Sounds like videos. All right. I'm going to click back over here. Here we go. All right. So let's talk about what else has happened in the area. Of course, just follow up with Windsor here. They beat Crestridge last week, 48-16, and then they defeated Lincoln last night, 42-20. They will play the University Academy Charter next week. Now that will be a Saturday game, 1 o'clock, and it will be in Kansas City. Not quite sure where that game is. I talked to the AD, and he's like, "Oh, it's behind the school." And I looked, and I don't know if that's really a field or not. It looks like they put up maybe some goalposts, but that's it. So, anyway, be interesting. And, of course, the next week after that for Windsor, they will be at Midway. That will be a little bit of a different game as far as broadcast. I believe my brother, Mike Hinkle, is going to set in for do the play-by-play. My wife and I are actually going to be at a wedding. So, I got a niece that's getting married out in Colorado. So we're going to be there. So we're going to have Josh and Chris running everything, and then I think we're going to have Mike set in as well. And, if we have any other people that would like to set in on broadcast, it'd be great. Last night, me and Stacy did it. We tried something different with the Lincoln game. I ran the center camera and then kind of did the color, which I quickly realized, even though it worked, I'd really like to either focus in on one or the other. The less jobs you have to do, the more you can focus in, and the better the quality is there. But I mean, we got a 4-man team. So, anywho, all right. What else is going on in the area? Let's go over here. Osceola. Osceola has been playing at Clinton. They're redoing their field, I think, is the thing. Of course, we covered their football last year, and due to, quite honestly, a lack, we don't have enough people to cover 2 games on Friday night anymore. So we're not doing that, which is really kind of a bummer. 2 losses in a row for Osceola. They lost against Greenfield, which is playing with Dadeville. Not horrible, 22-28. Of course, I watched, some people had their phones up for live stream, and I watched a little bit of that, but couldn't really get a feel for the game. Of course, they lost the week before, so that's 2 for Osceola. Appleton City also has 2 losses. They lost to Drexel with Miami. Drexel and Miami playing together, 70-0. Yeah, kind of a bad beat, which really is kind of sad because, 2 years ago, they were on a state run. Next week they do play Jasper. Okay, and now Archie. Archie's kind of killing everybody. Of course, we kind of expected that. This is 8-man football here. It's kind of surprising. We got more and more 8-man football in the area. A lot of these smaller schools can't field 11-man teams, so they're going 8-man, which I know a lot of people I hear talk about, oh, it's 8-man football, not exciting. I think it's just as exciting. In fact, it opens up the field and the players to make big plays. So if you like big plays, big runs down the field, 8-man football is really cool. All right, just going to throw that in there. Archie killed everybody. They played Rich Hill last night, 53-0. They beat Rich Hill. So I'm going to have to talk to the AD over there. I know him. He and I sit and talk football about every weekend. So anyway, Brian, sorry, buddy. He's also my boss. That's all I'm going to say. Of course, that's 2 wins for Archie. They beat Liberal the weekend before, 76. Archie's kind of the team this year. They were good last year. They're going to be good this year. Probably be good for the next few years. All right, Sherwood lost to Butler. So we're not going to cover Butler because Sherwood and Butler played each other. So let's just talk about both of them. Butler 0 to 47. Butler wins. So let me just click over here. They have Butler has 2 wins. They played against Adrian. And, you know, Adrian is so close to Butler. I mean, that's a rivalry. We were at Adrian last year with El Dorado Springs, and boy, do I miss those people. Truly do. It just breaks my heart that we just didn't have enough people to send to all these games. But anyway, Adrian lost to Butler last week, 32-28. Man, I like that conference. I really do. I wish Clinton was in there, but they are not, and I'm not going to go into that right now. I've talked about this before. I think Clinton should be in that conference. So, that being said, by our not sponsored Death Wish Coffee. Who else got here? Warsaw. How did Warsaw do? 42-14 over Versailles last night. Of course, Versailles came into that game with 1 win. Now they're 1-1, and Warsaw is now 2-0. Warsaw has just always had great teams. There's only been a few times that they've had just not awesome players. Of course, they've had some that they were really good. They had a quarterback a few years ago that just killed everybody. I know I was at that game when they played Clinton. So they'll play Midway next week. Excuse me. So, all right. I think that's a lot of our area stuff that I have up here already. So, anyway, just a note. We are streaming all the games also on YouTube. I recommend that you all watch on YouTube. It's more consistent. If there are problems with the stream, which happens, like last night, we had it drop in the middle of the game. We've got this system set up to where if it does do that, then it will automatically just restart it so that we don't have to reset things and then go. It does it for us, which is nice. But a lot of times if that stream gets dropped, then YouTube will pick it back up and it will be all the same stream, so it won't be too separate. That didn't happen last night, but a lot of times that will end up happening. Also, one thing that we run into a lot of the times, and I've talked about this on other streams, is we run into copyright issues. So if there's music playing in the background at these stadiums, the bleed over may cause Facebook to flag the stream, and they'll shut it down. That's what they're doing now. YouTube doesn't necessarily do that. They'll let it go, and then they will attach whoever owns the rights to that music, they'll attach monetization to that video, which I think is I don't like it, but it's fair because that is their material. They made that. They should profit from it. One thing that just drives me nuts is sometimes that someone who may own the rights to that may not be the original artist or even, you know, one of the big companies, but it may be some off-brand, I don't know. I got tagged one time by some company in, where was that, Pakistan or something like that? Some Eastern company, country. Anyway, nuts. Drive me crazy. All right. I think that's all we got for you there. Oh, I forgot to put my music back on. Oh well. I'm learning. I'm still learning. You never stop learning. That's one nice thing. So, hope you all like the new scoreboard. I will admit I made one mistake. There was a black box over on the other side here. Let me just do this. Can you still hear me? Okay, yeah, okay. There you go. So, the black box that's over on the left-hand side there, that was supposed to be where the time clock was supposed to be. I was supposed to knock that out so that you could see through it, and then we were going to put the time clock. We have a camera pointing at the actual time clock of the on the scoreboard. We're going to put that down there. I forgot to knock that out where it was, you could see through it. So we ended up putting it, back up in the center again, kind of in the middle of everything. So, all right, and then that just went to commercial. So we'll just go back this way. Alrighty. Well, that's about all I got. It's raining all day today. I'm going to get off here and probably go watch college football. Some exciting stuff going on there. So, anyway, that's all we got. I didn't get an intro and extra. You'd think I'd do that, but oh well. James Single, Sounds Like Videos.